Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. I am your co-host, Simon, and I have my other co-host here, Tanner.
Hi.
Today, Tanner had the brilliant idea that we will be talking about cars.
Very original. I know. Thank you. I pride myself on originality. I also pride myself on being one cool motherfucker.
Okay, how many times are you going to lie?
I pride myself on never lying.
Okay, make that 3 so far.
Okay.
I'm joking.
Okay. I think it's only
So,
right we start this off with the car that kind of made this podcast and studio what it is, right?
okay, yeah, I find that fair.
The 1965 Shelby Cobra 427. Boom. What else do I need to say? It's fucking amazing.
In fact, it's very amazing. I think you should put it as in the thumbnail.
I think I might just do that. That's a good idea, Simon.
All right.
I mean, who doesn't love like a 427 cubic inch V8 with twin with twin barrel carburetors? Like what?
If I had to take a guess, I could probably find a sum.
Well, that someone is also probably the same someone that, brags about their VTEC inline 4 Honda Civic Type R.
Fair enough.
I'd say that's very fair, not just fair enough. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love Japanese cars, JDM cars. Fucking love them. Don't even get me started. But Honda Civics are not cool.
All right.
Plain and simple. They're not cool. Okay?
Okay.
What type of cars do you like, Simon?
See, I get asked this question a lot. It's not that I'm not a big car person, but I really haven't looked into them because I really. So it's more or less like, there are specific cars I like, for example, the
Trans Am.
2002, yeah, Trans Am's, 1996 Firebird, I really like. I mean, there's definitely cars I like out there, but there's not really many that I know a whole bunch
Well, I did introduce you to the Skyline R34 GTR the other day.
That is true.
What do you think about that?
It's not bad. It's not my specific type of car that I would drive, but it's not a bad car.
Have you ever seen any of the Fast and Furious movies?
I've seen all.
Okay, then you've seen an R34 before.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Brian's car, you know.
The problem that I have with it
The
is,
silver car with the blue kind of checkerboard
yeah,
striping on the side. Yeah, it's an R34.
I know what you're talking about. The problem I have with it is it's not really that much of an off-road vehicle. It's more or less, looks stylish and races fast compared to durability.
So you're into more off-roady things, correct?
What?
You're into more off-roady things.
I prefer something that I could go and take off-road and I know I'd still be able to drive it. Like, not exact. I'm not saying like I would want it
Here's the
cheap or anything
kicker,
like
Simon.
that.
Here's the kicker.
What?
The Nissan Skyline R34 GTR is all-wheel drive, and they used it in rallies.
Okay, but its plating isn't durable enough. It's more of a show-off durable.
They used it in rally stages, like jumping it and
Okay.
fucking drifting it around corners.
Okay, did they flip it?
I'm sure a lot of them have flipped.
I'm saying if you were to flip one, how much damage would it take and how much would it cost to fix it?
Well,
Because
are we talking modified or not modified?
we'll say unmodified. If I just bought it brand new.
You can't buy it brand new.
Okay, we'll say if
It's
I bought
20
it brand
years
new.
old, and they're
Obviously,
extremely rare and collectible.
exactly. But I'm saying if I bought it as if it was brand new, okay, not modified at all, fresh car.
Stock.
Like, of course, yeah, like stock car. That's a better way to put it.
Okay. I mean, it was designed as a street car, so the roof would probably cave in if you flipped it. But then again, the roof in most things would cave in if you flipped it.
That is true.
Yeah, big brain time.
Also, insurance on the car would probably be another big thing.
Oh no, insurance isn't that high on them, at least from what I've seen, because they're 20 years old.
Even at 20 years old, like any of the Firebirds, their insurance is still pretty crazy high because they're sports cars.
Well, yeah, I guess. But it's not that it's like just a 20-year-old sports car. It's a 20-year-old Japanese sports car.
Okay, I could say the same thing about a 20-year-old Japanese plane, but it's still a plane.
Have the Japanese Have the Japanese ever even made planes?
Yes, they have. Where do you think the word kamikaze came?
No, kamikazes were pilots. There weren't kamikaze planes.
No, there were kamikaze planes. That's literally the reason why they were called kamikaze pilots, because they would sit there in Japan and they were trained that if you were ever to go down, you do as much damage as possible.
Oh. See, I was always under the impression that kamikazes were pilots, and being a kamikaze was a tactic. It didn't matter what plane you were in.
Oh, it doesn't matter the plane,
But
but
there's
most of them
actual
were fighter.
kamikaze dedicated planes.
Oh, there is?
No, that's what I'm asking.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
I'm saying it was
Then why did you say the Japanese made planes?
because they did make planes.
But then you also said, what
I
do you
never
think a
said that.
kamikaze plane is?
Well, no, I didn't mean it like that. I get what you're saying.
Okay, yeah, when I search Japanese plane, it comes up with wood planes, like tools for planing wood.
The Mushibi A6M0, the Nagajiman B5N, the
Mushibi what?
AICHI D3A, Mushibi A6M0.
A6M0.
I literally searched up Japanese planes, and those were the first ones to pop up. And there's more than 20.
That just popped up some anime-looking hentai shit when I searched that.
Was made in 1935 as a Navy-based carrier fighter. Can't speak.
Oh, okay, there we go. I had to scroll down more.
It was introduced in the summer of 1940 by Japan for new combat fighters in China and Japan. So Japan introduced it, and it was adopted by China.
Okay. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. Back to cars, though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, back to grounded vehicles.
So, is it safe to assume you would rather whip a truck than a fast fuck?
No, I'd rather see that's hard to say. I don't really like trucks. I'm not a truck guy.
What about SUVs?
Yeah, SUVs aren't bad. They're a little chunky, but they're not bad.
Don't tell me you want a crossover.
What, a crossover between an SUV and a truck?
No, a crossover. It's a type of vehicle.
Let me search it up.
It's like
I'm not a car guy, like I said, or not a big one.
It's like a
No,
small
I don't.
SUV. It's like a small sport SUV.
I do not.
Good.
Like, I would prefer, in personal opinion, I would really like something like a nice racing car, but I know that in reality, I'm not going to be able to pay for it.
You can
So
get
I'd rather
really
have something.
good, like, fast cars for really cheap.
Exactly. So I'd rather go for something that I know is a little more durable, that I would probably modify, and I would sit there and I'd turn it into a faster car, and then
All
I'd take
you
it
need to
off-road.
do is pick up an S chassis or Z chassis. Those are both Nissans. Um, put a 2JZ engine in it. That's all you need to do.
Fair enough.
That probably made no sense to you.
No, it didn't. I'm actually looking it up right now. Like the S chassis for Nissan. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen it before.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Then a Z
I like the
chassis
look of it.
is a Z chassis.
Yeah.
Like a 350 or a 370 or soon to be coming out a 400Z.
Yeah.
But nobody really knows if that's for sure. So,
Then again, you really never know, especially now in 2020.
dude, I would love to fucking see a 400Z. Like that would be sick. There's some cool fucking like concept art if you search 400Z, and I think a lot of them look really cool. Like it would be sick. What are your thoughts on
Uh,
the current gen Nissan GTR?
which 400Z? The Nissan 400Z, what? The 400Z Coupe, the just regular 400Z?
Z's are coupes. There's never been a four door Z.
Okay, I'm just asking because some of these 400Zs look like garbage.
Well,
They have the slick design and it doesn't really work. There are some that do work, and there's some that are a little more square. But
yeah.
the one that I'm looking at right now, I don't like the grill on it.
Which color is it?
There's a yellow one, and then there's also a silver one.
It's the first two images when you search 400Z.
Uh, yes. I mean, those aren't the ones I'm looking at, but those are basically similar.
Okay. See, yeah, I think the yellow one looks kind of like a jaguar or a jaguar,
Yeah.
and so does the first one too, the silver one.
Yeah.
See
See,
the
if you scroll,
the
if
one
you go
that
to images,
yeah, I'm in images.
all right, if you look for the Nissan 400C that could be in trouble, the Carbuzz one, that design, it's obviously a three-dimensional model. I really like the look of that one, though.
You might need to send me a link to that.
I can just send you the image if it'll let
Okay,
me
that
find the
works
send
too.
images. All right. Currently, the image downloaded. Let's see if I can send it.
Hmm. Oh, I see it. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that does look pretty cool.
Yeah, like that design with that type of body looks right. Like it looks like what you'd
It
expect.
also
Oh, not
doesn't look like it would be stock like that though. That looks like it has an aftermarket wide body kit on it.
that is true.
Which I'm not opposed to. I do love me a good wide body.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So pretty. Oh no, that's not exactly the same. Never mind. But yeah, pretty much getting like an older Z chassis, like a 350Z, for instance. Honestly, with a 350, you don't even need to do an engine swap. You can keep the stock VQ. It's a V6 engine. Just build it up, build the internals, throw a turbocharger on it. You're making 500 horsepower easily to the rear wheels. Pretty
All
fast.
right.
With an S chassis, you can buy S chassis like S. Let's say an S13. Like just search up an S13 real quick.
Okay. And by the way, you're really hurting my head.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll try to tone it down a bit.
No, you're all right. Well, when I searched up S13, the first thing that popped up was the 1998 Nissan 200SX.
Yep, that's an S13.
Okay.
S13 is the
Just making
chassis
sure.
code.
Okay.
So you can pick up like a 200SX or an S13. Um, you can buy them already engine swapped for a 2JZ engine, which, if you don't know, the 2JZ GTE TT is one of the best Japanese engines ever produced. It's I believe it's a 3.2 liter inline six twin turbocharged powerhouse.
All right.
Found in the Mark IV Toyota Supra. And you can buy like almost any S chassis already swapped with a 2JZ, but it's gonna be expensive. So what I would say do is like get like an S13 that has an SR20 in it, which is pretty much a stock S13 motor. Rip it out, sell the SR20, buy a 2JZ, and put it in.
Okay.
I mean, hey, I know I'm getting a bit complicated here, but you are the one that said, hey, I'd buy like an older, kind of cheaper car and then make it fast.
I mean, yeah, I did say that, but at the same time, I'm acting like I know exactly what you're talking about.
And you really don't.
No, not really. Like I said, I really haven't looked into cars too
So
much.
go into your Google and search 2JZ GTE TT.
Sorry, what? Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
The 2JZ GTE is without a doubt the most iconic Japanese engine ever made.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, even as a non-car guy, I've seen that.
Exactly. Even a non-car guy has seen a 2JZ before.
Mostly because I watched my dad install one into his car.
Your dad has a 2JZ?
He used to.
Ooh. Good taste.
Then he went to jail. I think he sold it before he went to jail. Either that or while he was in.
Okay. So, I know I've been dominating the conversation a little bit here, so I'll let you kind of speak your mind a little bit.
Oh no, nah. I'm letting you dominate in this conversation because I have no idea what to talk about.
Oh.
That's the reason I'm kind of like sitting back and like, yeah, okay, you know.
Okay, back to the R34 Skyline.
All right.
It's once again a inline six cylinder, except it's not a 2JZ. It's a Nissan Special RB26, and that RB26 is made out to all four wheels with, for its time, a very advanced all-wheel drive system.
Okay.
So it's not four-wheel drive, it is all-wheel drive. There is a difference there. Don't at me.
Okay.
But it's just such like a dreamy car to look at. Like if you search just R34 and make sure you do choose R34, not Rule 34. That'll bring up a whole different shit. You can
Oh
just
yeah,
look at
definitely
some of the
not.
pictures of these, and they're just fucking dreamy. Like, how is it that a car that's 20 years old from Japan can look better than 90% of the shit that's on the market today?
Because people back then knew exactly how to design a car and make it look nice while running well.
Exactly. And nowadays, if you want an R34 Skyline in any sort of decent condition, you're paying upwards of 60 grand.
Yeah, I believe it.
And that's for like quite a poor condition R34 Skyline. Like it's pretty safe to say that the Fast and the Furious franchise heavily contributed to the inflation of R34 Skylines.
Well, a lot of things really did.
Good point.
If you think about it, because
Initial D. I'm not sure if you know what that is. It's an older Japanese anime that is based around like street racing Japanese cars, right?
okay.
And it featured an R34 when it came out. Before Fast and the Furious ever did, but that was more of like a niche thing, like people that were already into, Japanese cars and street racing. Those were the only people that were watching Initial D. Okay.
Okay.
When it came to Fast and Furious, that's when because when Fast and Furious came out, everybody fucking watched it. Okay. That's pretty safe to
Okay.
assume, right?
Yeah, I find that safe to assume.
Everybody watched it. And you know what? Every fucking little boy or little girl or kid or even teenagers who saw that R34 Skyline, fucking, they looked at that and said, yes, please. And then they grew up with that being a fucking dream car. And now it's inflated as fuck.
Yeah. It's because that was a good car.
It is. Oh. And don't get me wrong, okay? I know I'm coming off as kind of like a JDM snob here. But I do like domestic cars as well. One of my favorite cars of all time is the Shelby Mustang GT350R and the 2020 GT500. Also the 1967 Shelby GT500. I really like Mustangs, pretty much. Not the New Edge Mustangs, though. Those are ugly as fuck. The Fox body ones are okay.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I really like how smooth cars look, but if you don't do it right, it looks like garbage.
Yeah, you saw the other day, I sent you a picture of a Nissan Juke, right?
Yeah.
That just looks like a fucking frog.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Who the fuck wants to drive a frog?
I wanted to have a frog.
Okay.
As long as it's spelled with a PH instead of an F.
What do you think? Oh, I sent you that picture of a Fiat Multipla.
I don't remember that one.
The one that looks like it's an inflatable pool bulging out of the sides.
Oh, that thing.
You know the one that has a lip, like an upper lip between the windshield and the hood.
Yeah. So the first image I clicked on, it was a meme, and it was pulling a car out of that.
Oh Jesus!
It was like a car inside a car.
That's fucking great. What?
Yeah.
What do you think is the ugliest car ever made? Or the ugliest car you've ever seen?
Ugliest car I've ever seen was a Beetle, or whatever you want to call them. It was really bad colors. I think it was partial. It was like colored half and half. The doors were like one color and the car was another because it got fixed up.
Oh,
it looked really janky. It was bad.
Okay, Simon, I just found something that I regret saying.
What?
I just found a version of the Fiat Multipla that is a coupe.
Don't send it to me.
It has 2 doors.
Why?
Oh, hold on, you have to see this. No, you have to see this.
But why?
You're gonna have to ask Fiat that question. That's not a question for me, Simon.
Okay, fair enough, but why?
Because they had the technology. That's why.
Okay, fair enough. They might have the technology, but still.
Take a look at that. Tell me that isn't the most beautiful thing you've ever seen.
I'll tell you this. Honestly, those cars look like some redneck got bored and built them. Tell me I'm wrong.
Some red. What do you call a French redneck?
What?
Or actually, Fiat's Italian. What do you call an Italian redneck?
I don't know what.
Oh, it's not a joke. I'm actually asking what you call an Italian redneck.
I have no idea.
Let me search. I love how you assumed it was a joke.
Well, yeah, I was expecting a joke. I would call them the ones who didn't surrender.
You call him a Tyrone. Tyrone is an Italian term, often derogatory for people who dwell in southern Italy.
Huh. That's interesting.
It looks like a bunch of Tyrones got together and designed the Fiat Multipla.
Hmm.
And that's all I have to
What,
say
what
about
it
that.
looks like they had a convertible body, right? And they
Oh,
sat
God.
there, they just completely took it all apart, and they're like, what should we do with this? And they stuck a smart card in the middle of it, and they were like, do you know what? This works.
Oh, God.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
You know, it's weird because if you can imagine it, like with the top cut off, like past that lip, right?
Yeah.
So from the hood back to right above the taillights, it's all flat, and maybe like a normal windshield there. It could look decent as like a mini coupe to get around like tight cities like Italy. But why did you
Yeah,
have to put
I
like
could.
a bumper? Why does the windshield need its own bumper?
In case the body decides to drop, so there's another car right there.
But it's not okay. Okay, it's not okay. And I did see.
I'm not saying it is.
What was that?
I said I'm not saying it is.
You're not saying it is what?
That it's okay.
Okay. Good, because it isn't. Okay. So I'm gonna ask you a very important question here.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on the ultimate midlife crisis mobile known as the Chevrolet Corvette?
Let me go and take a look at it.
You don't know what a fucking Corvette looks like?
I probably do, but honestly, I just want to make sure I
Just
don't
to
mess up.
specify, that's Corvette,
Yeah, no, I know how to
Corvette.
spell it.
Oh, by
So
the way,
what's my
don't
idea?
pay attention to the new one. The new one looks like a fucking Ferrari, and they fucked it up. Search Corvette
What the
C7.
Z06? The Z7?
C7. Charlie.
C7. Okay, Charlie 7. Uh, actually, I like it. I like the look of it. It mixes depending on the one you're looking at, it mixes a slim design with a little bit of that bumpy design, and it does it in a way that it works.
Exactly. You know, they get a lot of shit for being midlife crisis mobiles. Because, like, every fucking 40-year-old, 50-year-old goes and buys a Corvette, right?
Yeah.
They're really cool fucking cars, though.
Yeah.
Like, okay, no. You're relatively impressed with the C7, right?
I wouldn't say impressed, but more of
You're
that.
not
I
opposed
would
to
say,
it.
yeah, not opposed to it. I'll say that. That's fair.
Now, replace that 7 with an 8.
And this is the 2021.
Yup. The
Who pulled out the
mid-engine
Lego set?
Corvette, in
Who
quotes.
pulled out the Lego set?
There's a Lego set?
No, this thing don't look good, is what I'm saying. I don't like it.
Yeah, it looks fucking horrible. Like, I
All
didn't
right.
know Chevrolet makes Ferraris.
Yeah, the C8 Corvette Stingray. I have a big problem with cars that do this. It works well on some cars, but especially with cars like this, they sit there and they go for a sleek design, and then they just have an indent where the grill normally is. Like that can work on some cars, but it's just a random indent. I mean,
Yeah,
it doesn't look good.
it's how do you go from a front engine modern muscle car, the Corvette,
To
to a
to a back
mid-engine
one or mid.
mid-engine Chevrolet built Ferrari.
Honestly, I think they got bored, if I'm being completely honest.
Dude, you're not even gonna believe this. The steering wheel is square. Search C8 steering wheel.
No, I don't even want to.
It's a fucking square. Why?
Ooh,
Just
I just saw a really nice car.
what would you see?
Yeah, I don't like that. Here, it's a 1978 Chevrolet Corvette pace car, auto AC.
1970 pace car?
1978 Chevrolet Corvette pace car. I like
Ooh,
that.
it's a C3. Okay. You like the C3s?
It has it's again it mixes that slim with kind of the bulky design really well.
It does look
I
pretty
accidentally
nice.
came across it.
I'll agree with you. The C3s, they have a certain classical look to them. That just looks kind of nice.
Yeah.
I will agree on that standpoint. Okay. Have you heard any news regarding the Mustang Mach-E?
Regarding the what?
The Mustang Mach-E.
No, I can search that up.
No, don't search it yet.
Okay.
Search a 2020 Mustang GT.
This is basically just sticking me through school for
Okay.
cars.
You see a Mustang GT, right?
Okay, 2024 Mustang GT
You
Sports.
know, it's a great looking fucking modern muscle car.
I wouldn't say it's definitely a better looking one. I wouldn't say great looking. Like I said, I've seen betters,
Well, in my
but
opinion, it's a great looking one. My
okay.
opinion.
Yep.
Now, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think Mustang Mach-E?
I'm expecting some sort of like off of this being a sports car. I'm thinking of something along those lines where it's more of a sports slash racing car.
But what do you think that E means?
I feel like the E stands for uh, I would expect energy and that being like recyclable electricity and stuff like that.
Go ahead
Like
and
it's
search
fuel
the
source.
Mustang Mach-E.
What does it just literally look like an E?
Just go ahead and search it.
Okay. Oh,
Exactly.
that doesn't even look good.
It's an all-electric SUV.
Hey, I at least got the E right. I gotta say, for a not car guy,
It
I
is
deserve credit
not
for that
a
one.
fucking Mustang. Why do they call it Mustang?
I don't know.
You know what this is just gonna do? It's not been released yet. But you know what this is just gonna do?
It's gonna drop the car prices down quite a bit if I had to take a guess, because nobody's gonna buy
This
it.
is far worse for the car community. This is going to empower like Karens and soccer moms to go around saying, "Yeah, I drive a Mustang." Okay?
Yeah. What?
This
All right. Now, this bothers me. I can see cars that have the engine in the back, right? But those are
mhm,
normally like super muscle cars and stuff like that, that you expect that.
no. Muscle cars
No, in
are
my,
always front engine.
or not muscle cars. What am I trying to say? Just, like nice looking
Supercars.
cars, right? Yeah, or
Supercars.
supercars. Yeah. Where
Yeah.
like you expect an engine in the back or something like that, where it's kind of
It's
built for
technically
that.
middle mounted unless you're talking about like a Porsche, which is rear mount.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Where the engine sits on this car.
it's in the front.
Yeah, no, it's in the front, but it has a spot in the front that's also storage.
Oh well, I'm pretty sure it has 4 motors for each wheel, and so yeah, it's all electric. So they're not even engines; they're motors.
Um, 2020 has been such a bad year.
I know, right? Okay, so I'm just taking you through a lesson of what cars have been fucked up in recent years. So search a Supra MK4.
My phone is almost dead.
Okay, let me see. We got about 5 or 6 minutes to kill.
All right, yeah, I should be able to last that one. Ooh, I like this.
You like the Supra Mark IV?
Yes, it's nice, sleek design. Looks nice with a tail.
Yep, okay,
I
so you know
mean,
that 2JZ engine we were talking about?
yep, it uses that, doesn't it?
That engine came from this car. That engine was developed for this car.
Okay.
Just keep that in mind. Now, and that's a Japanese inline 6-cylinder.
All right.
Now, search a 2020 Supra.
I'm gonna be honest. I actually don't mind the look of it.
Yeah, that's not the thing. I personally think it looks really cool. My problem
It
is the
definitely has a
drivetrain.
futuristic look to it.
You want to know
What
what's
about
wrong
it?
with it?
Sure.
It's a BMW.
Okay, you're gonna have to tell me what's wrong with it.
It's powered by a BMW inline 6-cylinder engine.
Okay, so they switched the engine from basically Japanese to I don't know what company
German.
BMW is. Like German. All right. Yeah, I can definitely see problems with that.
Why? You did not
Probably.
need to swap a 2JZ for a fucking BMW engine. Any BMW engine. None of them are good, okay?
If I take a guess, it's probably because it's more affordable to make and it's also way quicker to build.
But that's the problem. It's not cool.
Well, isn't that the problem with everything?
It's
That all
just
companies nowadays are just trying to go for the quickest build they can for the optimal price,
exactly. But here's the
which
thing.
is the reason why
From what I
food
can
chains
tell,
are
most
absolute
people,
garbage.
they don't really care what it looks like, or the fact that it has a BMW engine. They care that it adopted the name Supra and ruined the bloodline.
Oh, because all Supras were Japanese engines?
Yes.
Mm.
And the Mark IV, the one you first looked at, is
Yeah.
by far the most popular Supra ever made. It's the pinnacle of Toyota Supra.
All right.
And they turned it into a BMW. I like how it looks. Honestly, I don't even care that much about the engine. I just don't like that it's called a Supra.
Okay. Fair.
That's the end of my TED Talk, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an interesting podcast. We've talked about cars for the last 38 minutes.
I've definitely learned quite a bit.
You learned some things?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
If
Maybe next
I
time,
ever need to talk
or actually maybe in the future, I can teach you some more stuff about cars. Is that something you'd be interested in, Simon?
yeah, maybe. But
Okay.
I can tell you this, if I ever come to you with a car problem, I should make sure I know all my information beforehand.
That's I mean, sure. But as I was saying, we've been talking about cars for 39 minutes now. We've gone over pretty much all of the basic knowledge. For,
Yeah.
form and stuff at least, for a beginner to learn. It's
Mm.
it's about that time to end the podcast. Thank you all for
All right.
watching, listening, whatever you want to call it. We're putting up, as of right now, we're putting up a episode every Friday, and we're thinking about changing the schedule to be 2 episodes a week. So if that's something you'd be interested in, it's something that might happen. Thank you for watching. Anything to say before we sign off, Simon?
I hope you wonderful people watching this have a great day.
Agreed.